Jim Glickenhaus is here. Hey, Jim.
Hey, dude, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Everything good?
Everything is great. Thank you so much. Last year, we saw your Ferrari that was a one-off, and it was spectacular. The year before that, we saw your P3, P4. This year, what do we have?
We have our road version of our race car, the SCG 003 that we build. We're a low-volume manufacturer. We build them in the United States. And that's a customer car and our mule that we're shaking down. And we're going to start building about 12 cars next year and then keep expanding. We're a low-volume NHTSA manufacturer. We're approved. We're going to build 3 models, a very expensive model, that one, a less expensive $400,000 basic sports car, carbon fiber, really nice looking, center seater like a McLaren F1 was, even available as a manual. And we're building a really wild version of McQueen's Baja Boot that'll be eligible to race in the Baja and drive over your neighbor's lawn in the Hamptons.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Can we take a... Yeah, I was going to take me through the car. Now, Jim has a extensive car collection that is just stunning, but he started to build his own cars. And so these cars are for sale. He's become a car manufacturer. And he's basically decided to do that after, many years of telling everybody else how to get it right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is literally based on our race car that did a 633 on the Nordschleife. So, people tell you they have fast cars, but this did it on television in front of 250,000 people. So you can check that out. You can go to YouTube and watch it. It's a converted race car. It's a customer car. And what we try to do is make it very road usable. I mean, the one thing on all these exotics is if you keep the carbon fiber lip just unprotected and you shunt it, it's, a bit of money to fix it. This is the planking they use in Formula One cars, EPI. So it's a sacrificial wood. It unbolts. So if you scrape it, you take it off. They're plankings that run all the way down the car, so if you bottom, you're bottom on wood, not on carbon fiber. And it's very usable, from drive, as you said, you drive up to a stoplight in your Ferrari Testarossa, you can't see the red light, so we put in viewing ports so you can look through the roof and see it. Have really good air conditioning systems, very comfortable. And we try not to reinvent the wheel. So the car clones to your cell phone, and on the screen comes up your navigation, comes up your music, anything you want, and you're good to go. You don't have to have a 400-pound stereo system in the car.
Wow. I'd love to get a shot from the other side. So let's open the other door. Jim, is this... the chat is telling me that you're selling these for about $400,000. I believe...
No. This is a
$2 million car. That's what I was going to say. I believe last year you told me that these would be $2 million, and that the
other one will be
$400,000. And so they wanted to know, considering you're such a low-volume car company, is it possible for you? They were curious to make a profit at $2 million or even at the $400,000. Obviously, you're a business. That's the goal. So you've figured out the pricing to be able to do that, I would imagine, because it's a business.
At the volumes we're doing it, no, but we are legally allowed to make 325 cars a year, and if we can get the volume up to 50 or 100 cars a year, yes, we will be profitable.
And you're looking to do that, I would imagine.
Yes, we absolutely are. We have back orders for, I stopped taking deposits at I'd say about 30 cars because I don't want to be one of these guys that just takes money and can't give you a car for 3 years. So we're going to deliver 12 cars next year, and my goal is to deliver 25 cars in model year 2000.
And you've been gracious enough to invite us out to the facility. We're going to come and be there live while you assemble some of these and check it out.
Yeah, we'll begin doing that this summer and in the fall. And
that's wonderful. Yeah.
Cool things like you can...
Hold on, let's get the guys to get a shot. Come on over here, Nick. Thank you. All right.
But here, if you turn the car on,
it's amazing. It's like a plane.
Yeah, you see the screen, and then it clones to your iPhone, and then here you see your fuel level, your oil level, and then this is a race position light. So if you're racing, the color will tell you what position you're in.
Is this a 12-cylinder?
No, this one is a twin-turbo V8 4.4-liter reverse flow motor. It's the BMW M8 motor or the M5 motor. and it's the one they use in racing in GT3 and in their road cars. And that's the thing, a NHTSA low-volume manufacturer, we have to buy from a manufacturer in a box an emissions-compliant engine, which we then, with instructions from them, install in our car, and that makes it legal. Our lesser-priced or more affordable car will have a twin-turbo V6, which is also a great motor. But, you know, look, frankly...
Who makes that one for you?
I'll soon be able to publicly announce it. I'm not able to now.
Gotcha.
But it's, off the record, it's a great motor.
But how much horsepower are you getting out of the BMW engine?
We can get, legally, we get about 700 horsepower out of the BMW motor, and we'll get about 700 horsepower out of our twin-turbo V6. Someone could easily tune them for more, and if they wanted to, we can put them in touch with people. To be very honest with you, this is all bullshit. You cannot put down more than 650 or 700 horsepower on road legal tires, no matter what anybody tells you. You're going on the traction control, you're not putting it to the ground. Now, if you had a 7-mile straightaway and you wanted to go 300 miles an hour, to push a car, the aerodynamic drag, to pick a number, 250, 300 miles an hour, yes, you could use the horsepower. But the proof in the pudding is this car with race-restricted 500 horsepower, right, and 100 kilograms of ballast, because it's so light, the race guys made us do it. It did a 633 at the Nordschleife.
That's amazing.
So all of the bullshit of hypercars, and I mean, I welcome let Pagani, Koenigsegg, a LaFerrari, a P1. They're welcome to go and try to get down to 630. I don't think they're going to do it. And the point is, the reason is aerodynamics. This car makes 900 kilograms, or over 2,000 pounds of net downforce. They have to be very careful with downforce. Manufacturers give you, oh, we have this much downforce. They're not giving you their downforce. They're giving you the gross downforce, and they're not subtracting lift from it. I'm talking 2,000 pounds of net downforce at a usable speed of about 125 miles an hour on the track. And, you know, that's why on the Nordschleife, which we average about 125 miles an hour on the Nordschleife, that's why we can go so fast.
That's amazing.
So I got a bunch of questions from the viewers I want to rattle off real quick. 0-60 time?
You know, 60 is meaningless for race cars. You're never going 0 to 60. You're going 60 to 120. Here's the thing of this. I'm driving this car now with no traction control and ABS just to feel it. I'm running it at 75% throttle, so let's say I have about 650 horsepower. The car is fast. I mean, it's just really fast, and we'll work up to more, but it's fast. It'll be 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds.
And then they wanted to know, when you say clone the phone, is it Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, or is it some other method of doing that?
No, it's Bluetooth. Basically, it's any smartphone you have, Bluetooths to our computer, and displays it on the dashboard and plays the music through wireless Bluetooth speakers.
Can we see the engine? Would it be possible? This is beautiful, by the way. Absolutely stunning.
Can we open the engine for these guys now?
Congratulations on this, Jim. This is wonderful.
The only thing I'm going to tell you about the engine is this is a prototype, and it's a mule, so there's a lot of heat shielding and piping and stuff that will be cleaned up in the production version. That
Well, I'll tell you, I like looking at pre-production cars and certainly prototypes, mules. It's wonderful because it gives us a little peek inside the process and the hood, and I know, or under the hood, and I know that, like we said before, we're going to come out and see you guys working on the cars and talk more about them. But this is absolutely stunning, and thank you. I love the design.
Yeah, so you can see this is a hot V. The twin turbos, they go right up the center of the V, which gives it fantastic throttle response. It's almost instantaneous. There's no lag. We are developing heat shielding, and we will have actually a fan that will be attached to that duct and will blow the air through the exhaust, so it'll keep the paint. You can see it's burning the paint a little bit.
Is that gold foil like on a McLaren?
Oh, that's gold.
Yeah.
That's gold foil. That's the best heat installation you can do.
Looks like a space shuttle.
It is a bit, but it's a very easy car to work on. You know, we've changed a gearbox in a race in 32 minutes. We can take this car completely 100% apart in 4 hours, and we can build them casually, calmly, easily in 2 days, 3 days.
Great. I know you've put a lot of hard work and effort into it, a lot of research through the years of driving and telling other companies what to do on your own, and it's wonderful to see you doing this. I'm very proud of you, and I'm very excited to come to the facility. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I want to guess a couple of things, though. The styling of the car overall. That is Ferrari and LaFerrari in the front, a little bit of Koenigsegg on the sides. What did inspire the design?
Well, first of all, we were built before LaFerrari, so
Yeah.
if LaFerrari looks like it goes the other way.
They copied you.
Yeah, and Koenigsegg certainly didn't copy us, and we didn't copy Koenigsegg. Look, here's the thing. This car is designed to be an LMP1 car as a GT. So it's basically an LMP2 car in the look, and the idea in it, it's a completely different philosophy. In the old days, when they didn't understand aerodynamics, you would duct air over the car to the wing. Now what you do is you sculpt away as much of the car, and you get the air to flow around the car to the wing. It's much more aerodynamically efficient in terms of producing downforce without drag. Now let's talk about why this car looks like this. It's built to GT3 race standards, so it has minimum heights, widths, things like that. But they don't tell you, they give you a minimum fender height. This is a minimum height. We claim this is our fender. So it goes up, this is the height, but all of this area that's sculpted out makes a huge difference in aerodynamics. Now the other thing is, this is the minimum height requirement for a GT3 car. But you can see how much of the car is sculpted out. Now the fin that you see down the center, which you see in LMP1 cars, it's a safety thing for very high aero cars. Very high aero cars do not tell you when they're going to go. They go. So you go, if you lose it, you're in big friggin' trouble. What we do for safety for customers is we build understeer into the car so that when you're getting to the limits, you start feeling that you should slow down gently. But what that does is it prevents yaw. So as the car is going through a turn, it gives you a little warning. You hear the aero start to separate, and you know you're on the edge of where you can go. That's what that fin is.
That's very interesting, because in the days of the ground effect cars, the wing cars, that was one problem they had. It was all or nothing.
That's why you saw those horrible things with Weber and the Mercedes. And so, look, this car's not a widowmaker. It's raced between all our cars, 24 hours in Nürburgrings. I mean, you know, people say, is it strong? If a car can go 24 hours at the Nürburgring, frankly, it can go 100,000 miles through Beverly Hills. I mean,
yeah, easily.
This is, and it, you know, the point before, this is not it's not to compete with the Koenigsegg, it's not to compete with the Pagani. It's a very different vehicle. This is for driving, for racing. Those cars are purpose-built for other things. You got the rims, real quick before I let you go. You got 20s in the front and 22s in the back?
I think 21s and 21 in the back and 20s in the front. I think so.
Very nice. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Look forward to coming to the facility.
And the rims are our forged line rims, the same ones we race on. So the car is basically no bullshit. You can drive it to the track, have a nice track day. It won't fall apart on you, and drive it home.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Pleasure.
Always a pleasure.